Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a review on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. Now, this is the outside box, and this is actually the first Anastasia Beverly Hills palette that I've purchased. So I'm pretty excited to see how it works. I know there was some drama over the Subculture palette, so I wanted to see if there was the same type of problems with this one. So it has the felt like the other ones do, and then it has a nice prism shape on the front. Opening it up, you have the mirror, and it comes with the brush as well. I probably won't be using the brush though, just because I want to see how it reacts with my brushes first. Here again are the shades. I will swatch them for you on my arm, and then I will do a quick look after that to show you how they perform, and then I'll discuss my feelings on the palette after that. The first shade here is called Lucid. So it's kind of a champagne-y white color. The next one is Eden, and that's a matte. Nice coral type shade. When I swirled it around, there was a little bit of kickback. We'll see how it works with the brushes though. The next shade is called Unity, another matte. Kind of a yellowy brown shade. The next shade is called Sphinx. Very pigmented and went on very nicely. The next one is called Osiris. So it's kind of a blackish purple shade with flecks of purple glitter in it. The next shade here is called Sphere, another matte. And actually, for that being almost like a neon yellow, it went on very nicely. So I don't know how it will go on the eye, but it does seem to be a nice creamy formula. The next shade on the top row is called Obsidian. And it's just a matte black color. It doesn't seem like it's going to be very dark. On to the second row. The first color is called Dimension. Very pretty. Like a purple gray shift, kind of duochrome shade. Next shade is called Parallel. Matte brown. That went on fairly well, looks promising. The next shade is called Pyramid. So that is a very nice gold color. The next shade is called Throne. And that is a black and teal, kind of like the shade Osiris. It's a black and teal shade with the teal glitter in it. The next shade after that is called Saturn. Matte burnt orange shade. It went on very nicely, and again it is very pigmented and creamy. The next shade is called Eternal. A nice bronze orange type shimmer shade. And then the last shade is a matte color called Lure. And it's kind of a mauvey pink type shade. Again, it is a nice creamy formula and went on very nicely. I primed my eyes with my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in Creme Brulee, and then I set it with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is go into this shade right here called Unity. So definitely you can see some kickback right there. And my brush is coated. It did go on very nicely so far. And when I tap off my brush, quite a bit of excess gets tapped off with it. I'll show you the next time I go into the palette. So when I'm going into it, that's what happens. So far, so good though. Performing very nicely. I think the next one I'm going to use is this Eden color right here. Same situation with the kickback. And same situation when you tap your brush. Very nice so far. I really like that color. A bit of fallout over here. Nothing major though. Going to use that shade Unity right here again. And just blend these two together. That kind of took away the orange. So I'm gonna have to go back in with that. The next shade that I'm going to go into is this brown shade called Parallel. Not as much kickback with that one. Very pigmented. Very, very pigmented. I did not even go in that much. I'm gonna try and blend that out. So I feel like that blended really nicely. It is kind of fading the look though. Not a lot, but it is. So I think the next shade I'm going to use is that teal black shade called Throne. I'm gonna put it on the inner and outer portion of my eye. Do we see what's happening here? That's not going on good at all. Here, I'll zoom it in. See, it's kind of patchy and it's not really going on. I will use some MAC Fix Plus since that's what I generally do. I will be back in 1 second with my MAC Fix Plus. So using my finger and going in with it, heavily coated on my finger, taking my MAC Fix Plus, and let's see what happens. So that definitely made a difference. It is very dark now. I'm gonna have to fix it, but it's very dark now, and what I had imagined it to be on my eye. And again, fallout on my face. Really like the way that that color looks with some MAC Fix Plus on it. It's not that easy to see on camera, but it has a nice teal reflect, and it doesn't look super black, but you can definitely tell that it's mixed with black. The inner portion of my eye, I'm going to use that shade Pyramid. Again, I'll try it without the MAC Fix Plus, and then I'll use some. Again, same story. Looks very sad. And bam, look at that. Look at the difference. That's crazy. So I would definitely recommend you use the MAC Fix Plus with these shades. It makes a world of difference. I will do it on the other eye again the same way just to show you the dramatic difference. I'll zoom you in a little bit closer too. So here is Pyramid. Putting it on the same way I always do, and look at that. So, taking the MAC Fix Plus, same shade, that is just crazy. I've never had shadows be that dramatic of a difference with and without the MAC Fix Plus. So I'm going to attempt to use the shade Throne again to blend this in without any MAC Fix Plus. We'll see how that goes. Just using my Morphe Y20 brush. Just taking a little bit. So that worked fairly well. So just so I can blend this out, I'm gonna go back into the shade Eden. It blends well over that, so that's nice. Then we'll go back into the brown shade called Parallel. I really like that shade. It's nice and dark. So far, I think that this palette is very nice. Blends well, and the shimmer shades, like I said, I think need some MAC Fix Plus for sure. I'll use my brush in the shade Sphere to see how much kickback there is. So about the same amount of kickback as the shade Eden. Very packed brush. I'll put it on my arm just to show you. So on my arm it looks very nice, blended well. I think that their shades are just going to have more fallout. I'm not really used to these palettes, so I don't know how other ones perform. I'm guessing that they do overall have more fallout than what I'm used to. I think I'm going to take what's left over on here and just kind of wash it over, just because. I'm going to do my eyeliner and my mascara off camera, and then we'll go back and do the lower lash line. I think what I'm going to use is, I'm going to do a mixture of the shade Unity and Eden. I'm going to take the shade Saturn also underneath there. So that one works very nice. It's very pigmented, so you don't need to go in a bunch of times. I literally went tap tap and it ended up being like that. Then we will take the shade Parallel and just kind of put it on the edge. And then I will just take a clean brush and kind of blend that out. And it softened out very nicely. The Prism palette retails for $42 and you receive the 14 shades as well as the brush that comes with it. There's an equal number of shimmer shades and matte shades in this. And as I said, it comes with the mirror included in it. And again, it looks like that. Overall, I really like this look that I got with it. I feel like it's not translating completely on camera, but in person, the colors are just very pretty, especially that teal color called Throne. And the blendability was very nice. At first I was worried that it was just going to blend away completely, but I feel like it just needed to be built on more. I don't think it ended up really being an issue once I started putting on more shadows and doing my look and completing it. These two shades did have a larger quantity of kickback than what I'm used to, as well as the shade right here, Sphere, that yellow neon color. That brown one, Parallel, performed really well. You didn't even have to pack on that much on the brush, and there was not very much kickback at all. The shade Saturn, same thing, didn't have a lot of kickback, and it worked very well on the lower lash line. I think just to see what the shade Lucid looks like, going to put it on the inner corner. I don't usually do that, but occasionally I do. So I will, again, try it without MAC Fix Plus, and then I'll do it with. Pretty much nothing, again, like the other shimmers. So let me put some on my brush, and then I will spray it with MAC Fix Plus. See what happens. So again, MAC Fix Plus saves the day. That shade looks like it's going to be a white shade, but when you look at it in the pan and on my eye, it's more of a golden yellow white type shade. So I know I've said this time and time again. I'll say it for the people in the back. I really think that with the shimmer shades, you definitely need to use something, whether it's water, MAC Fix Plus, whatever you want to use, but you're going to have to use something to make them perform, or else you're going to be very disappointed in how they are on your eye. I think that just with that, it was no issue whatsoever once I did that. They performed very nicely and are very pretty once on the eye. Overall, I don't think it's a bad palette. I haven't tried the Subculture, but I know there was a lot of issues with that. I don't think this is the same type of thing that people were dealing with that, because I watched some of the reviews and seen pictures and all that, and it doesn't seem to be the same problem. I know there was a lot of kickback with some of the shades to the point where it was all the way down to the pan. Yes, there's more than what I'm used to, but I don't think there's nearly as much as that palette had. So I wouldn't shy away from getting this palette if you're worried because you bought the Subculture that you're gonna have the same issues with this that you did with that one. If you like these colors and think that you could do some really nice looks with it, I would just buy it because, like I said, it works very well. I'm pretty impressed with it, especially being this is my first palette from them. I would definitely buy from them again, and I am not disappointed at all. So hopefully you guys found this helpful and kind of can get rid of that bad taste in your mouth from the previous palette and kind of just move forward and realize that not all palettes are going to have that issue. It really just depends on the specific palette, and you never know which ones are going to do things like that and which ones aren't. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I put out videos on Monday and Wednesday, sometimes Friday. It just really depends on my schedule and how busy I am. If you don't want to miss my videos, click that notification bell in the corner and it will alert you anytime I have a video out. And until my next video, I will see you guys next time.